Hi again everyone, it's Carly here, and I just wanted to do a quick video because it was just recently Super Bowl Sunday, a day all about food and football, right? And for me, mostly food because I can't stand football. So it really just leaves the food, which for someone like me can be a problem. And I wanted to just kind of maybe shed some light on what it's like for people who do have a food addiction, and I think a lot of people don't realise the struggle of it. I think for most it's just like, hey, I want to eat that, I eat it, I walk away from the table. It's not like that for me, and so I wanted to just help you understand a little bit of why it's so hard for some of us. I do want to clarify that I'm no longer in a position where I medicate with food. I think I would still if I needed to medicate, but my reasons for medicating are gone now. I don't have all the stress that I used to have. Like, my relationships are really good. My work is awesome. Even my finances are in a much better position. So the reasons that I used to self-medicate are gone. But I do know that if I need to medicate, food will still be my drug of choice, and that is the issue. So I'm not in the throes of a raging addiction like I have been in the past. I mean, I have been bad before and know that if alcohol was my drug of choice, for example, I would be destroying mine and everyone else's lives around me. But food was my drug of choice, mostly because my addiction started when I was a child, and because I grew up in a Christian home, and so food was really the only acceptable drug that Christians have. So all of that to say, I'm not addicted like I was. I'm not, in a rage of needing to feed myself, but I still have the struggle. I still have to deal with food, and I think that's the difference between food addiction and normal addiction. I can't just banish it from my life, right? I have to deal with it every day. I have to have it in my home. I have to prepare it. I have to choose which and what and how much and when I'm going to partake of my drug. And that makes it really difficult. That makes food addiction so hard to conquer, because it's not about getting rid of it, it's about managing it, and that makes it really hard. I have a body that still has strong memories attached to food and responses attached to food, and a body that knows food is an old comforting friend. And so while I'm not using it out of control, I still have response to it, I still want it. So, like Super Bowl for me is not just about like, oh, turn up and have a good time. I've been thinking, I had been thinking for 3 days, like, what am I going to eat? What will I allow myself to eat? What's going to be there? What could possibly be a distraction for me? What would be tempting for me? Do I want to have a cheat day? Do I not want to have a cheat day? It's just like a constant thought, and I don't think it's like that for everyone else. I have to mentally prepare myself. I have to physically prepare myself, maybe take food I want to eat instead, all of those kinds of things. And I don't think people realize that it's just a constant mental battle. If there's food on the table at a meeting, oh my gosh, like, so distracting for me. Now it's like a battle of, oh, there's cheese, there's crackers, I like cheese, I like crackers, I want cheese, but if I have cheese, I'm breaking my diet and I can't do that. And, oh, there's, donuts, oh, I love donuts. Like, it is so distracting, and I know it's not like that for everyone, and I hope it won't always be like that for me, but it is. And, I think some people can just have it and be done. And I know, I was talking to a friend of mine, and she's like, why would you just have it? I'm like, but if I have it, it's two things. It's a failure, because I don't want to have it. It's not part of my plan. I want to be strong, and it's also just going to start a spiral that I can't necessarily stop. I can't just have one slice of cheese. Now I'm going to want a plate of cheese and a donut and some apples and peanut butter and whatever else is there, nuts, and it just goes on and on. And so for me, the longer I go without cheating or eating something, the stronger I get. And so the whole thing is just honestly exhausting. And I just kind of wanted to shed some light on how, it's not just a lack of willpower, it's a constant conversation and an internal dialogue. And it may not be like that for everyone. I'd love to hear from you if you do have this or you don't. Like, if you are, 100 pounds overweight and struggling, you know, holler at me. I'd love to hear from you and what it's like for you and how you deal with it. For me, I went into Super Bowl this year with a very strong plan. I took my own food that I knew I could eat, all plant-based things that I knew I could safely eat and not feel bad about. And I knew that my one of my good friends was making me a vegan banana cream pie, and I don't usually eat sugary foods and stuff because I've got type 2 diabetes, but that was my one special like treat. I'm like, I can have that, and so I did, and I didn't even have any alcohol or anything. I just had water with some fruit in it, ate my plant-based food, ate a small piece of her vegan pie, and I was good. And so I feel like this year was a victory, but the mental battle continued. Like, it's ongoing. Don't drive into McDonald's. Don't go into that thing. Don't have this today. You can have this, not this. Hoping one day it will be different, but that's all for now. I'll talk to you soon.